overnight probably and see whether it attacks the styrofoam. A good immersion oil should not attack styrofoam. That tells you there is a certain amount of ingredient in it which is causing that problem. Another problem with immersion oil is most laboratories keep it open. So the dust builds in the oil, and that creates a very hazy view when you are using times 100. So two things here. Check for a solvent in your immersion oil. Cover your immersion oil. Do not keep it open. Use a dropper bottle. Now, in your laboratory, you have so many dropper bottles which come with the rapid kit tests, especially the HIV kit. Empty the buffer, wash it, and fill it with immersion oil. That's the safest way. And you will also economize on it. Okay. Now, this is the experiment we did. This is the oil in most laboratories. It is the cheapest oil in the market. It comes in a white container, and then when it drops onto styrofoam, within a couple of hours, it eats it because it has a solvent in it. Although on it, it's written that it is xylene-free. Oil has built dust because it's left open. This dust goes also at the bottom of the oil. It also mixes with the oil. So when you use it from this sort of system, you get a very hazy, like misty appearance of whatever you're looking at. This is how you should store your immersion oil. A dropper bottle. Okay. Sometimes you also get a yellow blob stuck on the objective, power 40, even power 100. So to remove this, you just take a cotton bud, dip it in methanol, which is half methanol, half ether, and you dislodge it. This happens quite often in cheap oils. So what is the solution? One, you must cover the oil from dust. Two, you have to check your oil for solvents. Okay, let's take another slide. Now, the question is, all right, I have oil which has got a solvent. What is my next move? You have to buy the best oil in the market. It's called Cargill. It's from the US. It costs $50, roughly 5,000 to 7,000 per 100 ml. It's available in Nairobi. You can get it from a company called In Vitro, ChemLabs, ChemoQuip, Science-Scope, many other suppliers. They all keep Cargill. It comes sealed in a glass bottle. They don't even use a plastic bottle. Now, say I can't afford this because it's very, very expensive. There is an alternative. Here you are. You use castor oil. Castor oil, you will find it in your pharmacy. This is used for constipation, but it is perfect for the microscope. 50 ml costs 100 shillings. It's slightly thick, but the sharpness is just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Okay, let's look at. So that's the one. It's called castor oil. Castor oil is safe. It will not attack plastic. It won't attack your biro pen. It won't attack any part of your microscope. And it is cheap. Okay, when it comes to cleaning the lenses, what is the best way? Use commercial alcohol swabs. Nothing else. Never use anything else. No xylene, no any other chemical. Just commercial alcohol swab. Perfect. Now we come to Now we come to lens tissue. Lens tissue, you got to be careful again. If somebody is selling you a stapled booklet, white in color, it looks like toilet paper, it is toilet paper. Lens tissue is partially transparent. It is not like toilet paper. Somebody has been selling stapled toilet paper to you, and the objective of microscopes are very soft glasses. And if you continue using that toilet paper, you will hurt it, you will scratch it. So what is the solution? An old handkerchief, gauze, but not toilet roll, please. Okay, so now comes the question of, I'm having a little problem here. Hang on a minute. Okay, so we have Fred. Are you still there?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. I have finished my webinar, but I would like to repeat it.
Yes, you can repeat it now.
Okay, fine. So how do we look after our microscope? A microscope is the most important instrument in the lab. A lab professional is identified by the fact that you have a microscope and you know how to use a microscope. So most of the microscopes in the market now are either Chinese or Japanese. The Chinese one is model 107. The Japanese one is Olympus CX21 or 23. So we are going, the one component which is used in the microscope with power 100 is oil immersion, so that you don't lose this light. So the oil is placed here and all the light goes through the power 100. So you need oil, good quality oil with a refractive index of 1.5. So here we are. So when you receive immersion oil from your supplier, you don't take it for granted that it is a good immersion oil unless it is a branded one, which I'm going to tell you about in a short while. So any locally made immersion oil, you must test it for solvents. And some of you must have noticed that this locally made immersion oil is very sticky. It even attacks biro pens. And it dries. Immersion oil does not dry. So you put a few drops of immersion oil on a piece of styrofoam. You wait for about 2 hours and see the results. If it has eaten the styrofoam, then it is got definitely a substance which is called paint thinner or some other solvent, and that will damage your times 100. Most of the time, hundreds don't last more than a year. And if you're using the Chinese microscope, your immersion oil objective will cost you close to 10,000. And if you are using Olympus, the cost of the times 100 is close to 40,000. So here we are now. Okay, let's see if we can go down. Okay, so this is the experiment we did for the immersion oil. which is locally supplied. It's a white bottle with a blue label, and this is what it does. It eats your styrofoam. And again, the other thing with oil emulsion, a lot of people leave it open. So it builds dust, not only outside, but inside. It goes right in, mixes with the emulsion oil. Emulsion oil should be stored in a dropper bottle. Okay, occasionally, with the low quality emulsion oil, you will get a solidified yellow blob on the objective, which will restrict your work. So you can remove that with a cotton bud, methanol and ether mixture, half, and you can actually dislodge that yellow blob. Again, emulsion oil should not be colored, should not end up to be a thick blob. It should not do that. It is clear, it doesn't dry, it doesn't become a blob. Keep oil in a dropper bottle. Open bottle will accumulate dust. Okay. So which is the best emulsion oil to buy? It's called Cargill. It comes from United States, costs about $50 for 100 ml. It's available from most companies will supply you emulsion oil. In vitro, ChemLabs, ChemoQuip, Science-Scope, all these people have got the oil, but it's close to 7,000 for 100 ml. The alternative, locally alternative, is to use castor oil. This you'll find it in your own pharmacy. It's a little thick, slightly yellow colored, but it doesn't dry. And the vision, because the refractive index is 1.5, the vision is very clear, absolutely clear. Okay, when it comes to cleaning the lenses, the objectives, please do not use xylene. Absolutely no xylene to be used. It's carcinogenic. Use just commercial alcohol swabs. The normal swabs we use for sterilizing the arm of the patient, that is the best one. It won't scratch. It's got alcohol and it's just fine. Okay, Fred has allowed me to advertise my book. This webinar. I published a book in 2024. It costs 2,500. And if you send me the money, I'll deliver it to any part of Kenya. These are the details of the book, 2,500, and you M-Pesa me. I want to thank everybody who has attended this webinar. It's short, but it is useful. Fred, I'm ready for you.
Thank you, to join and listening to today's session. And for sure, this is a hands-on webinar. And maybe it may have appeared short, but straight to the point and very, very useful. You realize that we have a gap, and this informed us to get a few sessions that will be hands-on. And one such session is this one that we just handled, which is looking after your microscope and why the power 100 objective fails. So we want to continue to capacity build ourselves, and especially on these hands-on skills that all of us need to have. So Taj, it was quite a good session. You're going to do one more time so that it sinks in, but kindly allow me to bring in a few questions.
Yeah, sure.
And this is from, okay, I can see very, very overwhelming response from our audience. Goanes Imbezi saying very useful information. Which other trainings can be this short? Thank you, Goanes Imbenzi. Cornelius Jambani, I will be working on having the manual. Okay, thank you. And then Lincoln Kinwa is asking, kindly touch a bit. Okay, kindly touch a bit on type AB immersion oil.
Okay. Type A and B immersion oils come from the same company I told you, Cargill from United States. I don't know much about it, but the quality is very high, and one of them is very good for fluorescent work. Now, I don't know which one of them, but basically, it's very high quality immersion oil. It comes from Cargill. If you can go to the website of Cargill on your Google, you'll find it, because there are certain people who use fluorescent microscope. But we have tried castor oil on fluorescent microscope, and it is perfect.
Thank you for that, Senior. I can see someone is asking, by the way, Taj is a senior professional, and he has written a book, and I can see some people are saying you kindly repeat your M-Pesa number. Maybe you can project that slide, Taj. See, does
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Can you project your the slide that has the number and the manual? I think the audience missed it.
Okay, that I can project right now. Here is, oh, I passed. Okay, it is here. Let me just close it.
Fine. So the next question, Taj.
Yes.
There are a couple of questions. Let me just get there. So there's a question from. Okay. Nicole Ondiek is asking, can liquid paraffin be used as immersion oil?
Good question. Good question. Before, what I want to remind you is that in history, when you look at the history of immersion oil, before all the commercial immersion oils were in place, castor oil was the one originally used. And it used to work very well because, one, it is very safe to your fingers as compared to what is in the market today. And it doesn't dry, and it is reasonably affordable, easily available. But there are many other oils which can be used. Even coconut oil can be used. I would stick around with castor oil because it's something which has been verified, used for many, many years before the coming of what do we call it now? Artificial oils. The natural oils were always castor oils. But it is your choice. You can try it. I hope it doesn't damage your objective, because castor oil is very safe. The safest oil you can use is castor oil, and it doesn't dry. The only problem with castor oil is if you buy it, it tends to disappear from the lab. Some people take it home. That's the only disadvantage, because it's very good for the skin. But that's the way it is. But it is not expensive. It has been tried. It doesn't damage your objective, and it is gives you. You will be surprised how sharp your image becomes as compared to whatever is in the market today. Okay, next one.
Thank you. Thank you. There's two more questions. And this is from Mbeyu Caroline. Are there signs that show immersion oil is expired or contaminated?
Come again, are there
signs that show immersion oil is expired or contaminated?
Okay, the contamination of immersion oil comes when you use an open bottle like the one I showed you. Let me just go back to that shot. You see, when you leave it open like this, the dust goes in very slowly. You'll be surprised how much dust goes in. The dust goes inside, and you can actually see at the bottom there, it's all full of brown ring. Now, when that happens, your oil gives you a very misty. If you are looking at a blood film, it is not clear at all, and it looks as if there is mist. So never leave your immersion, even castor oil, when you decide to have it, or Cargill, whichever you decide to buy, don't leave it open. You don't want it to get dust in it. If you don't have this bottle, just use your HIV dropper bottle, which comes with the buffer. Everybody has got that. Just clean it, wash it thoroughly, because it may be containing sodium chloride. Wash it with distilled water, dry it, and use it. Perfect. Because you just need a little drop. Another thing is, castor oil has the advantage, you don't have to buy more because it's so easily available. Every hospital has a pharmacy and it is there. You just go and say, give me some. So it is very convenient and it is verified and tried. Works extremely well. You don't have to take my word for it. You can try it yourself. The present oil you have, put it on styrofoam today. Go and put some today, just a few drops on a styrofoam hole, and wait till tomorrow and see what happens to it. If it doesn't eat it, then it's good oil. There are many other oils in the market which are good, apart from Cargill. So the choice is yours. Next.
Thank you.
Hello.
Can I apply oil immersion? Okay, okay. Let me pick this one from, okay. Can I apply oil immersion on my hands, skin as a preventing measure from drying and cracking from gloves powder? But then let me ask this one also from Penina Washira is asking, can you use methylated spirit instead of alcohol swab to clean your lens?
You see why I'm advocating the alcohol swab is it's in every lab and it comes with a little bit of a padding. That is why I like it. It's ready. Just peel one from the paper bag which it comes with, take it out and use it. So it's a double thing. It's got the alcohol and it's got a pad on it, which will not scratch your objective. Next.
Thank you. Elosin Kirota is asking, do expired oil immersion have effect on the microscope?
I don't think immersion oil really expires, because if you keep it tightly closed and it doesn't get dust in it, it shouldn't expire really. It has a good 5-year life. It doesn't dry. That is one biggest quality of immersion oil. It doesn't dry. So if you are seeing immersion oil drying on your objective and forming a yellow blob, you are not using the right thing. Remember, immersion oil is also used on power 40 but indirectly, in the sense that you apply immersion oil on the slide, then you put a cover slip, then you use power 40. So power 40 is saved, but your objective 100 gets in touch directly with immersion oil. So if you don't use the correct immersion oil, I have been going around Kenya for a long time, and everywhere I go, they have changed their objective. You don't need to change your power objective 100 for almost 10 years. Okay, let me be realistic, up to 5 years. It doesn't fail. So if it is failing within a year, you're using the wrong oil for sure. That objective is very good quality, especially if it is Olympus CX23. Even the Chinese Power 100 is a very good quality. You are troubling it. That's why it's expiring and becoming useless after 1 year. It should not go bad. Not, I repeat, it should not go bad. For years, I have a microscope from Germany called Zeiss. I've been using the right oil. It is 20 years old. Nothing has happened to my objective. Next.
Thank you. Okay. Let me bring another one from Joseph Waroi. Is asking, is it advisable to leave the microscope lamp on for too long? For example, when you have many slides to examine. Thank you, Joseph.
There's no problem in leaving your microscope lamp on as long as it is LED. LEDs are fine. They don't heat up. But if you are using a halogen lamp, it will heat up. If you are using a halogen lamp, you keep your spare bulbs. If you are using LED light, you don't need a spare bulb. They last maybe 5, 6 years, 7 years even, and it's a cold light. Not that cold, it does heat up, but not so much. So this is one area I didn't cover. You must try when you're purchasing a microscope that you look for one which has got LED lights. Another thing is you try and find a microscope. If you request to the distributor, he will give you what we call a fungus protected microscope. So they seal it for fungi. And that particular aspect is very essential if you are in areas like Mombasa, because there, if you have a microscope which is not sealed for fungi, it will not last even a year. And in Mombasa, when you finish with your microscope, at the end of the day, you don't leave it on the bench. You have to cover it with the cover it comes with, and then you have to put another garbage bag on it twice and cover even the bottom part and store it in a room which has got AC, or you store it in a room which has got a cupboard. If you leave, I remember going to an institution in Mombasa, and they had 1 or 7 microscopes. There were 40 of them in a cupboard. They were not covering them. All of them, they became useless. They had to be thrown. So if you are in areas like Mombasa, coastal area, you have to cover the microscope with its cover, then put another garbage bag on it, plastic, seal it tightly, and then put it in a cupboard. Otherwise, it will not last. Thank you for reminding me that.
Thank
Any
you.
more?
Yeah, one more. And this is from Caleb Koech. What a nice and informative session. I only wanted to ask why sometimes when I'm observing under power 100, you can see some moving organism. Does it mean my immersion oil is contaminated or something? Okay, Caleb.
Good one. Okay, Caleb. You have been using the cheap immersion oil, and now, number two, it's quite likely that the fungus has gone inside your microscope lenses. Now, I don't know which one. Either the eyepieces, there are two lenses in your eyepieces. Then there is the objective. Then inside the objective, there are again some lenses. Then that is where probably the problem has occurred in the eyepieces, what they call the ocular. So it is possible that you are not covering the microscope at night. I'm not saying you are being negligent. I'm saying it is possible. So cover it. If you are especially in areas where, like Kisumu, Mombasa, those areas, your microscope has to be covered twice, and two garbage bags. Cover them, seal it, and even put what is called silica gel in it to absorb any water. And then you store it inside a cupboard. If you don't, remember I said we threw 40 microscopes away because nobody was covering them. Microscopes are very sensitive in areas where there is high humidity, especially if it is salty humidity. It will go, it won't last a year even. And when you buy the microscope, request, is it sealed for fungus? They charge you extra. I'm done. Can I repeat the webinar now?
Yeah, I think all the questions are covered.
Okay. So, how to look after your microscope and make sure your power 100 objective lasts for 5 years or more. So the biggest problem we are facing is that we tend to use oil in power 100 to make sure that all the light goes through, because there is a gap between the light source and the objective. This gap has to be covered, otherwise light escapes. Now, what we are having a problem with in this country is there are people selling immersion oil which they claim it is xylene free but contains other solvents. And those solvents tend to damage your power 40 and power 100. Mostly power 100. 40, it is rare, unless by accident you touch the oil. This particular immersion oil is not only does it attack the power 100, but it attacks your condenser. A lot of people who have got, maybe somebody can come forward and tell us that you have an Olympus 21 or 23 and you find that your condenser has become cloudy. Please, somebody come forward and tell us about it at the end of the webinar, because once the oil falls from the slide onto the condenser of a Olympus microscope, it is going to make that condenser cloudy, because the objectives in these modern microscopes are made of very, very fine, clear, glass-looking plastic. They are not glass. They look like glass, but they are plastic. And if you put any kind of solvent on it, it will go cloudy. many people have gone around with, they tell me my Olympus is not working. When you look at the condenser, because of the oil falling on it, it has gone cloudy. So the next time you buy a modern microscope, make sure you go take a sellotape and cover your condenser so that accidentally, if somebody uses cheap oil, it does not spoil your condenser. Basically, don't use cheap oils. Evaluate the oil before you use it on your microscope. And don't buy too many oil bottles. You just need one for a whole year. You don't have to buy 6. A lot of this microscope oil, you will see, has even eaten the plastic knobs which make the microscope condenser go up and down stage biro pen, and even it eats up your biro pen. It is sticky. So now you are in danger. You are going to spoil that microscope, and it is worth quite a lot of money. And it's a very fine piece of work. All you are doing is buying very cheap oil. Store oil in a dropper bottle, not in an open container. This is what happens when you test the oil. You put it on styrofoam, within 2 hours, it's eaten everything. A good oil should not do that. Castor oil doesn't do that. If you try it, you can, when you buy it, you can try it. It will not do this. But anyway, we are coming to castor oil. Oil like this is dangerous. You have left it open, it's building dust slowly, and inside also it's building dust. It will give you a very hazy appearance. This is the way you should store. But if you don't have this, just clean a dropper bottle from an HIV kit, thoroughly rinse it with distilled water and add oil in it. Sometimes you get a solidified yellow blob on the objective. Now that is because you have been using cheap oil which is drying. And again, all you have to do is use a cotton bud dipped in equal volumes of methanol and ether and dislodge that. The best oil to buy in the market is called Cargill. It comes from the US. It has a refractive index of 1.5. It is 7,500 for 100 ml. It's available from many laboratory companies, suppliers in vitro, Chem Labs, Chemoquip, Sciencescope, you name it. They all have it. But you have to pay $50. So what is the alternative? This is what has been used for many, many years before Cargill came. It's just simple castor oil. It's made by 2 companies. One is Amar and the other one is Eva. Evaluating your immersion oil up on the fridge. Amar is one of them. 100 ml will cost you, 50 ml will cost you 100 shillings. And the other company, Ideal. The other company is called Ideal. I can just show it here. Ideal. Can you see Ideal? Everything. See Ideal? Yeah. It costs also 150 shillings. It's clear immersion oil. It's very good. It's been used for many, many years, and you will find it. It's easily available. You'll find it in the supermarket. You will even find it in your pharmacy. Do not use xylene to wipe your objectives. Just use an alcohol swab, which is available in your phlebotomy room. Okay, I published a book in 2024, and all this is explained in it. It's 350 pages. It's a very nice book, and Fred has let me publicize it. It's 2,500, inclusive of transport to any part of Kenya. This is my M-Pesa number. You send me your ID and where to connect your Nissan, and I will deliver the book. 0705 000 324. Okay, Fred, I'm done.
Wonderful, Senior. I think we have done very well.
Okay.
Yeah, very well. And
thank you.
I can see the comment.
It's a very short webinar.
Yeah, but very practical and relatable to everyone at all levels. Yeah,
Okay.
I must confess that sometimes we have received requests of some of our members who say they are practicing in resource limited settings. And
Yes.
I'm sure this webinar is very relatable to all of us at all levels. So,
Thank you.
Senior, I'll just read a few comments. And Mary Morai saying extremely important information there, Senior. And then we have, this is Grace Okech is saying, thank you, Mr. Taj. I'm good to know with castor oil. I have never known this. And then Mary Moras still saying short but very compact and relatable. Atai Mari is saying a nice book indeed. I think he has a copy of your book.
Okay.
So I think team, we have done well to just understand something that we all have. And maybe at this point, Taj, I'll just give you for your closing remarks. It has been short, but very sweet.
Okay. What I would like to request to all people who are using microscopes is, please, when you finish with the microscope, you must clean the stage again with that alcohol swab. Use the alcohol swab everywhere. It's good, even if you are using live stool on your stage, use alcohol swab. Side of the microscope, keep it clean. Make sure your microscope, most of the microscopes now have a motherboard. So it has to go through UPS. If you don't, you will burn your motherboard. So make sure your microscope is connected to a UPS. All modern microscopes have motherboards. So make sure your microscope is covered at the end of the day, and you clean the stage. And if you are living in Kisumu or Mombasa area, make sure you cover your microscope and then cover it with another garbage bag, plastic garbage bag. Seal the microscope, put it in a room where there is an AC, or put it in the cupboard. Don't leave it on the bench. When you're ordering a microscope, make sure you request the distributor to give you a fungal protected sealed microscope, because here in places like Mombasa and Kisumu, if you don't cover it and if you don't have a fungal protected sealed microscope, it won't last a year. It will start giving you problems because there are too many lenses and they tend to build fungus. And once they build fungus, somebody mentioned you get floaters moving. So all those is because the microscope was not covered. And in Mombasa, you also need to put silica gel to make sure there is no water. It absorbs the water. So some of the things I didn't mention is your microscope must be connected to a UPS. You must not connect your microscope directly to raw power from the power and lighting. It must go through UPS because it is got a motherboard, just like a computer. So protect your microscope. Use immersion oil, which is Cargill. If you can't get Cargill, castor oil is safe to your hands. A lot of cosmetic people use castor oil on their face even. So it is a safe, very, very safe oil. When you look at what's available in the market today, that oil can be bad to your fingers. It eats your microscope knobs. It eats your biro pen. It is sticky. It will not last you. Your power 100 will not last more than a year. And it is expensive. Power 100 can be as expensive as 40,000. So please look after your microscope. Use it more often, but look after it. And Fred, thank you and goodbye all. Unless if there is a burning question.
Let me check. Thank you. Let me check if there's anything. Okay. Yeah, for those of us who have questions regarding the book, you can contact Taj himself. I think he'd be in a position to explain all the concerns you are asking. So I think we have come to the very end of today's session. And as always, it was always a pleasure to host you. And this session was KMLTB accredited and will attract 3 CPD points. You will receive your certificate of participation, and also your CPD points will be uploaded in the next 24 hours. And in case you have any concerns, find our numbers on the posters, and let's keep in touch. Also, this session is live on our YouTube channel. You can just go there if you want to refer to it and find the presentation for your own use. Otherwise, it was a pleasure to host you. Until next week, have a nice weekend and good evening to everyone.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you.